Hello, welcome to Pumpkin Canine Fashions. I have paw-picked my new line of dog beds. Each one delivers bold, stylish looks that make your pup stand out from the pack. With thoughtfully designed apparel and accessories, my people bring personality and flair to every tail wag. Go ahead, treat your pup to one today. Order now at pumpkincaninefashion.com. That's pumpkincaninefashion.com.
Hello, world. This is Talkin Live.
Now, let's get ready. You are Talkin Live with Lamar Bearden.
Welcome back to Talkin Live. Glad you're tuned in. We hope you're tuned in. Of course, you'd have to be tuned in to be able to watch us. And we enjoy the fact that there's so many people out there that are watching our shows. We have a lot of views on our YouTube channel, close to 800,000. We're looking forward for that million mark. But today I'd like to talk to you about what's going on in Minnesota, which everybody knows that's what's going on. It's disturbing to know that we have people in this country that would stand up and do what these people are doing to our country. They should be ashamed for what they're doing. ICE is something that we have to protect us from immigrants and immigrants, and it's a law enforcement to protect us, keep the riffraff out of our country. Now, of course, we know Joe Biden, he opened the borders, and all you Democrats, you backed him up, and you let him come on. You let him come on, all these people come over here to this country. And you didn't say a word. You thought it was something great because you're looking for that vote, and you was dying for that vote because you're so sorry, you can't get a vote. So you have to let somebody in another country come over here before you can get a vote. That's the problem with you people. And Omar, you sit there and you cuss God's name in vain because you're caught, because you're feeling the pressure of your crooked ways. How can anybody go in 4 years up from 65,000 to 30 million without doing something crooked? There ain't no way. No way at all. I know about business, and I know she don't own no businesses, but she gets a cut out of the crooked people up in Minnesota that open daycares, all these different businesses that don't exist. It's easy to get a corporate, sign up and get a corporation started, and then put your name on it, and then make out like it's this and all that. That's like the drug dealers. They got restaurants. They got all kinds of stuff, business that they launder money in. That's the way it goes, see? And you do the same thing. You start something. If a restaurant don't make good money, the money comes in anyway. And same thing with Indian people. They do the same thing. They sell this garbage in their little stores and all that, and people go in there and get it. They're just a bunch of drug dealers, too. They're wasting away American people. They ain't no different than all the rest of them. I see it all around me. You people, you defend it. You defend somebody come over here, rape babies and murder babies and do all the ungodly things, and then you go and you march and you act like that you really care. When you don't, you're just a bunch of troublemakers. You start trouble. You're trying to destroy this country. And I know somebody be getting paid to do what you're doing. This lady... good. She wasn't good. She was an idiot. She got out there and got involved in something she shouldn't been in. That's why she's dead. She lost her life because of her ignorance and getting involved in something she didn't have no business to do. And anybody would stand out in that cold weather and get out there in that cold weather and do the things you done and are doing, there's something wrong with your head. You're marching against your own people to stand up for somebody that is trying to make America better. I don't say that ICE is the perfect people. I say there's people that don't go by the law, maybe, but they do have the law to back them. And Omar and all that Swalwell, that communist laid up with a communist spy, and he got away with it. He got away with it. And then you turn around as somebody like that and you vote for a crooked, no good, sorry piece of crap like that to go in to run your country. You went in these churches this weekend because somebody took up for ICE. You have no business to go into a church, a holy place, even if it's not a holy place. You have no business of disrespecting them. Even the Muslims, nobody has no right to go in and interrupt their service, even though you don't believe like them. And I was reading the Bible, it said for y'all, we have to have one mind and agree on one thing. I got it in my notes. How that if we are Christians, we have to agree on one thing. The Baptists, all the Pentecostal, we have to agree on one thing. God commanded us to agree on one thing. If it says, thou shalt not steal, it means thou shalt not steal to the Baptists, the Methodists, Catholics, or whatever it may be. It means the same thing. We're supposed to go by what it says, not what other people said. You got the Quran. If you want to go by the Quran, we know it's wrong, but you have to go by that because you believe that. But there's no God except God the Father. There's no Son of God except Jesus Christ. And for you to go into a church, even though maybe it's a denomination that a lot of people don't agree on, but you should respect the fact that is a place of people that gather together and worship God, or wherever the God is. I'm so sick of watching all these people march and try to hurt these ICE agents. I'm so sick of it, and they're telling us that they're doing it for democracy, they're doing it for freedom. They're doing it because they're a sorry bunch of people that don't even know what democracy is. They don't even know what freedom is. You take over in Iran, and then you'll call Donald Trump a dictator. You'll call Donald Trump a communist. You call him everything in the book, but you're doing the same thing that the communists do. You're doing the same thing that people are getting killed for over in Iran. You're marching for no reason. They have a reason to march. They're trying to get freedom. We have the freedom, and you're trying to destroy our freedom. You're trying to make America look bad. And you're protecting thieves, and you're protecting robbers and rapists and all these things, and you call yourself Americans? A true American stands by the Bible and what's right and wrong. A true American don't get out there and hurt other people. You don't see the Republicans having riots. Oh, we had that in January the 6th. Oh, it was the awfulest thing that ever happened to America. It was like the Civil War. It was like September 11th. Oh, it was so awful. But you can get out there and do what you're doing, and it's justified. You can't justify what you're doing. You have no right to try to justify it. You Democrats, you justify it because you want the vote. You don't care how much we get ripped off for our taxes. You don't care about our children, our jobs and all that. These people has to be paid off to be out there and spend all that time or took off from work with pay to be able to get out there and do what they're doing. They can't go weeks and weeks and weeks. Maybe they're on welfare. Maybe they're out there on drug money or some of that money that the Somalians took away from our taxes. Maybe that's how they're doing it. Maybe they're stealing from American and the American people, and they don't want to get caught. Is that what your problem is? Are you getting a cut out of the Somalian group? Are you getting a cut out of that? Must be. There's some reason that you get up there and you take up for somebody that's criminals and you're illegal doing things that are against the law. What are you getting out of this? Do you want a country like Venezuela where they just take over and you are like dogs and you starve to death? That's what you need, man. And see, Iran don't put up with that stuff. A lot of countries, America puts up with more than I ever seen in my life. They call themselves civilized. This man that killed Charlie Kirk, that sucker's trying to get out of it. He's trying to get out of it. He's got lawyers defending him. Oh, well, that's the American way. Well, you got lawyers you're paying out of the tax dollar to defend these criminals over here, too, that don't even have a right to be here. You're taking tax dollars. You're feeding a bunch of criminals to health care and to welfare, food stamps. They come over here to rip us off. I ain't saying all of them did. Some come here to make a life for themselves. And I was watching, and I'm going to get into it, I was watching CBS last night, 60 Minutes. That's not the way to treat a human being. The way they do them down there, that is not the way to treat a human being. And if they got tattoos on them, that don't make them a gang member. That just make them stupid putting tattoos all over themselves to me. I know that there's a tattoo that each gang member uses. You kind of have proof on those people. If you find the truth, just because they got tattoos on them, don't make them a criminal. And I think you talk about unhumane, I think that's the worst prison I ever seen in my life. Watching that last night. That's the awfulest thing I ever seen. To treat a human being that way. I mean, I ain't saying rapists and all that don't deserve it, but still, God's going to deal with that kind of stuff. in the judgment. He's going to deal, and it's going to be hell if they don't repent. That's no way for a human to treat another human. Now, you can make it hard for them. You go ahead and make it hard for them and make them, and maybe some of them can be rehabilitated. But when you do that, you just make them hate more. And Crockett, you sit up there and holler racist. I just hear that crap all the time. You're the biggest racist up there in Washington. One of the biggest. Where you get off saying that all white people is racist? You ignorant woman. We had a black president for 2 terms that screwed the country up too. If you're white, you're racist now. Omar says we're all racist because they're crooked ways. That's the way they use that word, racist, for the crooked ways. It's not being racist because we don't want to get ripped off and take our money, our tax dollar. It's not racist to want to pick up criminals and take and drop them off where they should be. These people that they dropped off from Venezuela, they dropped them off at this prison. I think they should have dropped them off back in Venezuela. I believe in what's right and wrong. That's wrong to drop them off in a prison, not knowing whether they're guilty or not, just because they had a tattoo. I don't deny that people that commit, all these criminal things like murder and rape and all that, I don't deny that they need to be put in a place like an animal because they act like an animal. But they ain't all guilty just because they got tattoos on them. They don't belong to a gang because they got tattoos. I know a Colombian friend of mine got tattoos all over him. He got tattoos on him, but he was no gang member. I don't like tattoos. I got Cuban friends, Colombian friends that got tattoos on, but they're not gang members. One of them, the son is a lawyer, and the other is a real estate. His dad's a real estate guy. He ain't no, he's a Colombian, but that don't make him a gang member. I'm just trying to defend what's right. I mean, you wouldn't know about that out there in Minnesota. You wouldn't know about that up in Washington, you so-called American lovers. They love Americans so much. You're the cause of all of it, you Democrats. You bleeding the hearts, but their hearts wasn't bleeding for the people. It was bleeding for the vote. Swalwell, he can go and lay up with a Chinese spy and he can get away with it, but nobody's above the law. You want to impeach Donald Trump when you need to impeach us. My next show is going to be about Donald Trump. I'm doing 2 shows today. And I am disappointed in Donald Trump some things. I had a friend in Hollywood tell me, oh, you talk about Biden too much. You cut back on him. Well, he was a friend until I talked too much about him. Biden. But the credit is it goes to the one that deserves it. Gas prices are down a little, but we won't talk about that. We'll talk about these people in Minnesota that march in the cold weather, 0 temperature, And we're talking about the sorry congressmen, senators that want to get rid of ICE. They want this country overrun with criminals. They want this country destroyed. These people marching, they need to go over to like to Venezuela. They need to be dumped off in Iran. They need to be dumped off in Russia. They need to be, and they will find out what communists is really like. Drop them down in Cuba. All these communist countries, you need to be there because you don't appreciate your freedom here in this country. As so far, I'd vote for Donald Trump again. But he's getting kind of a little crazy to me. I mean, I don't agree with stuff. And we'll get into that after this. But if you get shot, you get your head busted, and you're walking and you're going out there and you're going against somebody that is trying to uphold the law, and see, just because they are government agents and the judges are sorry, like the ones that are marching, and wants to baby these people for knocking people around, throwing rocks at them and all that stuff, and shooting at them with the fireworks and all that. You're sorry too, Judge. You're the scum of the earth. You ain't no different. So when you side with these people, you make them worse. When the law turns on them, and when the law turns on them, they turn against the law and break the law. People like judges make it worse because they want to excuse their crookedness and their rioting and all that stuff. Now, just to let you know, I am concerned about Minnesota. I'm so sick and tired of seeing people that call themselves Americans fight against our law enforcements. I know they ain't all perfect. They ain't all good people. I mean, but you irritate them, if they shoot you, you know, you ask for it. You don't have no business starting all this chaos. We have a country that we need to back up. We got enemies like Russia and China and Iran and all these countries. We should come together. Come together and be true Americans. We have no business ganging up on a church. We have no business doing that. And I'm gonna tell you something. I wouldn't dare go in a church and start trouble. You get in the wrong church where the real spirits are moving, you can get in trouble. I have seen people get out there and do things to a church, and then they get paid back, but it's not in dollar bills. God pays you for what you do. He pays you for doing right. He pays you for doing wrong. You get paid. See, you can go to the altar and you get up and you walk away. See, I bet all you people go to church. It's out there riding. Just about. Not all of you. But I bet you go to church every Sunday. And you claim to be a Christian, but you're out here riding, starting trouble, trying to cause a lot of chaos. You people in Congress up there, you say you're a Christian. You cuss like a sailor, and you murder babies, but you're a Christian. This country is turned over to the devil. And I ain't talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about those two devils who come in the office, which they all ain't saints. But they put a burden on this country, like Somalians, Spanish people coming in here, sneaking here, and everything, God knows what. It's coming in this country. And they have come in this country and brought nothing but chaos. And you know who let them do it? Biden and well, Obama wasn't too good, wasn't too high on letting so many come in. But Biden, he nailed the nails in the coffin when he let these people come in this country. All these people come across the border, and it was you in the House and the Senate that let them do it. It wasn't all Biden's fault. You let them do it. And it makes me sick to my stomach for people to get up there and want to take up for somebody that is out to destroy us, putting people like Mandami in the office up in New York. It makes me sick because of a promise that can't be fulfilled. I want to see Donald Trump keep his promise. And that's what he's trying to do. But you judges and you sorry judges, federal judges, you sorry suckers, you are trying to hinder him from doing his job. And you people are trying to hinder him. Just because of hate. Hate can backfire on you, buddy. Something happened to Donald Trump, the Democrats get in there, the way they talk now and the way they're doing now, this country is gone. And you will be a slave again, buddy. I'll guarantee you, not just blacks, but whites and all of the people in this country will find out what slavery is. We're almost to the point you can't even buy a house and pay it off without paying so much taxes. We owe our government, our state, our city, and we pay them more than we're supposed to. God bless you.
The views and opinions expressed on all Talkin Live Show presentations are those of the host and their guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Talkin Live TV broadcast studio, EPB Fiber Optics, or by this network or its management.
Tune into the Frugal Gourmet, the timeless culinary classic that brings elegance to your table without breaking the bank. Jeff Smith, the original master of budget-friendly cooking, shares recipes, tips, and a whole lot of heart. From savory suppers to decadent desserts, you'll learn how to create meals that taste gourmet without the gourmet price tag.